What's up? This is Marco back again on the Sage of Soccer channel. Today I'm going to be covering the Saturday games from the Premier League this week, and just a heads up, I'm going to be doing this all in one take because iMovie hasn't been working that well for me, so I'm just going to try to avoid using it. So to start things off, we're going to be talking about the Everton game as they beat West Brom 5-2. So just a couple negatives for Everton just to get them out of the way. I think that Pickford hasn't been playing it out the back well. We know that he's not the greatest shot stopper in the world, so with that, you might have to wonder about his England spot. And also, their defense wasn't the greatest. I can't really pick on anybody in particular, but I think that they could use a defensive mid, probably like someone like I don't know. Harrison Reed was doing really well today, I think. So somebody like him could come in, might mess up their flow, but I think that they could use that. But aside from that, it's been very positive. Their build-up was very good today, aside from Pickford. Especially Allen, he was looking really good. Then Dominic Calvert-Lewin had a hat trick. It might have been a perfect hat trick. He got one with his head and two with his feet, and he also could have had more, which is kind of scary. And it was a really nice backheel goal. Their fullbacks have been very good this year. I gave Coleman the man of the match last weekend. Lucas Digne's been looking great. Then James Rodriguez, he was very good today. He got a goal, a nice assist. He was really good. Richarlison was getting more involved. I think he had an assist. It was just a great performance for Everton. West Brom, not so much. They got off to a strong start again, and they fell off again. I mean, they haven't been playing it out of the back well, and they're still trying to do it, and it's really not that good for them. For the positives, Diangana got a goal. It didn't really affect the game. I think it was just God telling West Ham fans how this day is going to go. Pereira had a really nice free kick as well, and I think O'Shea was defending 1v1s really well. He's a guy I think we should be looking at. But aside from that, pretty negative. They need to defend much better as a team and individually. I'm not sure about this because I was listening with the earbuds on, but I think Everton was communicating so much better than West Brom. Like when you're listening to Everton possession, it was like that video, just Allen, 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 Allen. And with West Brom, you could hear them when like a foul was going off or something, but they weren't communicating very well. I think that might hurt them as well. Alex Kieran Gibbs had that really bad red card, just extremely stupid. He has to be smarter. They blew another lead in the second half. It was off a set piece, so they really can't use the 10 men as an excuse. Their set piece defending was really suspect all game, and with them blowing the leads with their strong starts and bad finishes, I'm kind of wondering if they have like a mentally weak team that just kind of collapses, or either that or they're just not fit yet, which you'd have to hope it'd be fitness, but it's pretty bad if you're not fit yet. I'm just going to say it was the right day to wear Norwich colors for them, and honestly, if they're still bottom of the league by international break, I think they should bring in somebody like a Big Sam and just get this defense sorted out and try to stay up, because I don't think it's happening under Bilic. So for the second game, we had Leeds beat Fulham 4-3. You can tell these championship teams do not want to defend. Starting off with Leeds, they got a really nice goal off a set piece. Helder Costa was finishing really well all game, and they looked very good in possession. Even with the injury they had in the warm-ups, Rodrigo came in pretty well in the first half. I think he's not at full fitness yet, which is why he isn't starting and only went out at halftime. Patrick Bamford had a really nice game, which I did not expect at all. I think I said I'd be surprised if he gets 5 goals. He's already at 2. He won a penalty. He had a nice assist and a really good finish. He was looking really good. Glitch was looking good. But aside from that, their defending was still really poor. I think their set-piece defending is still pretty bad. Fulham just really couldn't capitalize that much. And the rest of the defense, Koch made a pretty bad mistake. I mean, it was a bit harsh on the penalty, but you can't be going to ground like that. And I really think Calvin Phillips should be playing better. I mean, he didn't play bad, but he's an England player now, and you really have to hold him to like a higher standard. So for Fulham, they weren't defending set pieces well. Scott Parker, I mean, maybe zonal marking's not the way to go. He was doing well beside that, though. think their defense in general is still really weak, but Tate did well when he came in. Maybe Robinson can do well, and if they do that, then I still think they should bring in a center back, but it's not the end of the world right now. On the offensive end, Brian got them a penalty. He was kind of against the run of play. I'm not even sure if he was going for it. And Mitrovic did well to convert. He also had a nice goal later on. Bobby Reed had a nice goal. And Gessia, I'm butchering his name, but he had a nice ball for them. He had a pretty good game. And as I mentioned before, Harrison Reed was looking pretty good defensively. So I think Fulham have good things to build off of, but I still see them going down, and they need to make signings. If I had to pick the man of the match, I would not believe this at the start of the year, but I have to go Patrick Bamford. He had a really nice game, and dude, keep proving me wrong. For the third game, and probably the most surprising of the day, Crystal Palace beat Manchester United 3-1. So for Manchester United, defense is still a major issue. Honestly, if I were them, I might suspend Maguire. I mean, he's got everything going on, and he's clearly not organizing the defense well as captain. It might be a good idea. Lindelof is also really not that good. I think he was at fault in some part for all 3 goals. The penalty was a little bit harsh, but he's not been that good. And Timmy Fosu-Mensah, I don't think he's Manchester United material. And Luke Shaw, I mean, I like him. It was good for him to come back from injury and get his spot back, but he's not that good. Also, De Gea, I mean, Dean Henderson's behind him now. And I know Dean Henderson wants to play because he can start at the Euros this year. And De Gea wasn't playing the ball at the back well. He had one pretty good save, but can't say he could have done better, but it wasn't the greatest game. So then on the offensive end, they continue to struggle when they're in possession. I mean, this is a problem that I talked about going into this year. They're going to have issues against teams that sit in, and it continued. I mean, Pogba, he's a great counterattacking player, and that's why I think they're going to do well in the Champions League this year. But against a team like Crystal Palace, he's not that good. He really struggles in possession, and it showed. I mean, Rashford and Martial weren't even able to get involved this week. Bruno Fernandes had to drop in a lot, and it really wasn't that good. On the positive end, Scott McTominay, he was defending pretty well, but he did miss one pass that could have been pretty good, and I really don't think he's a starter material. Honestly, for Manchester United fans, he reminds me a bit of Darren Fletcher, and honestly, he's not at Darren Fletcher's level yet. It was a good debut goal from Van de Beek, but honestly, that came off a Crystal Palace mistake, and they really couldn't make any chances of their own. The one I can think of is the Mason Greenwood header off the Fosu-Mensah cross. That was probably their best chance of the game. Maybe Van de Beek can help them in possession, but I don't know. I think they're going to keep struggling. So for Crystal Palace, there isn't too much to say. It was a pretty simple game. They counterattacked very well and defended well. I mean, it started with a really good Schlupp run, and he's been pretty good to start this year. And he's able to give good passing to Townsend, who scored. It was his second goal involvement of the year. Zaha was really good. He had stepping up to take that penalty was huge, and he put in the ball to help convert that penalty. And his goal on the third one, that was very good and at a perfect time. Also, they defended very well as well. I mean, I can't give too much credit to one in particular person. Sacco was very good. Kouyaté was good. Mitchell held his own. It's so weird to me that out of all the 2018 Crystal Palace right backs, that Joel Ward was the best performer. Wan-Bissaka was off on the bench. Fosu-Mensah didn't do great. Ward did pretty well, though, as they looked good in his cameo again. And I got to say that Roy was, so far this year, he's outclassed both the managers he's faced tactically. He's been doing a great job, and I was saying he might be the reason that holds Crystal Palace back, but he's helped them win 2 games this year. If I'd pick the man of the match for today, easily Wilfried Zaha. 2 goals. He's the creative threat all game. Amazing player in his captain's performance. So for the last game of the day, Arsenal beat West Ham 2-1. Started off with a great goal for Arsenal. Saka had a nice ball. Aubameyang was composed in his cross, and a great finish by Lacazette. And they started off the second half pretty strong. West Ham did go on back, though. Their defense is kind of weak, I think. I'll get to that later, though. Then Saka set up another goal with a really good ball. Ceballos had I'm not even sure if it was a run, but he was just in the right place, and Saka, he dictated the run with the ball, I think. And then he just had an easy pass into Nikita, who scored. Their defense, as I mentioned, I'm not too confident in. Gabriel had some, kind of weird moments, and Leno isn't filling me with confidence. He did just get back from an injury, so he might not be 100% yet, but I don't know, maybe Martinez leaving is making a bit complacent. I don't know. But still, good performance by Arsenal. For West Ham, I mean, again, it was a good performance. Their defense was looking really good. It's just Arsenal were able to score. You can't do anything about it. Rice was looking really good. I think Fredericks, he was playing very well. I had him as the man of the match before Arsenal's second goal. Antonio had a really good finish. Staccato, he was very good. The commentator was screwing with me. I thought it was the guy on the left side. I thought he was saying Benoit Staccato the whole time. It was messing with me. And Souček, he was another positive. He's been looking really strong as well. I mean, like as I mentioned, they had a good game. Just Arsenal outplayed them. You can't do too much about that. So if I had to pick a man of the match, I think I have to go Saka. It doesn't show up on the score sheet, but he set up both goals. And he was defending pretty well as well today. If I'm an Arsenal fan, I got to be really excited about Saka. So just some other thoughts to end this. We haven't had any draws this year. I mean, we're 14 games into the... Oh, wait, well, the Manchester clubs didn't play the first week, so I guess 12 games isn't that weird, but still no draws into... Going into Sunday on week 2, that's kind of weird. Anyway, League Cup, I didn't get to watch it this week. Just really busy, and honestly, paying for that just not biggest look. Crystal Palace lost to a championship team for the second or third or fourth year in a row. I'm not sure. Just shows that anything is possible when that Welshman's in the net. Then Bayern beat Schalke 8-0. I was able to watch that game, and just one thing I want to say about it is I was seeing somebody talk about that, and they said Bayern made Schalke look like Barcelona. Do you know how many teams... if you say to a team, you made your opponent look like Barcelona, that's an insult to every team in the world except Bayern Munich. That's how good they are. And speaking of Bayern and USA national team, Chris Richards, he got in for the last 20 or so minutes. Great to see that for him. Giovanni Reina, he got a start and a goal for Dortmund, and Josh Sargent started as well. I think he didn't play too great, but still, that's three young Americans getting some big time in the Bundesliga. That's great for them, and we might be able to see Weston McKennie debut tomorrow. Yeah, that's about all I have for this. I'll see you.